the economy will behave?
Thank you. The economic outlook we released recently just conveyed the latest update where we have revised our projections from the last release, which was done in December. And of course, this used the latest data from the industry. Now that we have a complete picture of what happened in 2022, we form our projections and also revising our estimates for growth in 2022. Most of the industry in December didn't have the whole picture of how they performed. So now in February, we go back and revise our figures. Now we can say what happened in 2022, and we also form the baseline for projecting 2023 going forward.
So what are some of the main highlights in this update?
We are pleased to release that at least growth was better than what we earlier projected in December 2022. So it means that in 2022, the economy did very well. We had a growth of about 4.2% compared to 2.7%, which we registered in 2027. This is really on the back of what happened in the primary industry, especially the mining, diamonds, and other mining subsector within the primary industry. We see that 2023, although we anticipate that we may not reach 4.2%, there will be a slowdown, but we anticipate that we'll have a growth of about 3%, which is, of course, better given that globally also we are projecting, or international organizations are projecting a slowdown in the global economy. So Namibia also probably see a slowdown from 4.23 to 3.0%. Other highlights is the anticipated performance in the oil industry, that is a new sector in the Namibian economy, that some of this sector will support positive growth in 2023 and also some years ahead.
Well, Dr. Kamati, on the domestic economic front, which sectors would you say are expected to drive the projected growth of the GDP?
The sector that seems to be doing very well so far, we have, of course, overall the primary industry. Here, that's where we have the diamond mining, the uranium sectors, and all these other metals, gold, copper, tin, zinc. These industries, especially the uranium mining, didn't do very well in 2022, but we anticipate that in 2023, these subsectors will support growth going forward. Obviously, we had a very strong growth of about 30% in the diamond mining in 2022, but in 2023, although there will be a slowdown, it's still a robust growth, given that this is a recovery from the legacy of COVID that we have in 2020, 2021. Of course, the manufacturing will still be struggling, and the textile sectors, of course, these sectors are also weighed down by escalating costs from the international oil market, and also definitely these costs are passed to the service sectors.
So talk to us about which sectors are projected to be weak and what should be done to drive recovery in those sectors.
Yeah, unfortunately, the secondary industry where we have manufacturing are still suffering from the high energy prices, and of course we see utilities like electricity. All these things are weighing down the manufacturing industry. And in 2023, we anticipate a lower growth from the manufacturing sector, with probably exception with diamond processing, given that this one depends to how the primary diamond industry performs. But manufacturing will be struggling. Of course, construction sector is also not recovering as we expect, but with the injection of the development budget from the recently announced government budget, we believe that towards the end of the year, we may see better numbers, if not growth, in this struggling sector.
Dr. Kamati, according to the update, the risks to domestic growth are predominantly in the form of monetary policy tightening globally and high costs of key import items that are likely to remain for the entire forecast period. What does this mean for the everyday Namibian, and how will it affect their pocket?
Unfortunately, international geopolitics, those are factors that small country we do not have power or control over, and we specifically sitting near the import of crude or the import of oil, fuel in our domestic economy, and this is we expect that the price for fuel will still rise, maybe in the foreseeable future, given the challenges we are seeing in between the Ukraine-Russia war. And of course, this will spill over to other sectors that have been doing very well, maybe hotel and restaurants. It means that these sectors will either raise or revise their prices down, and that is not good for our consumers that want to return back to their pre-COVID life. For example, the visiting our national park, visiting coastal areas, just for them to recover to their normal life. Now, given that we have this input cost, energy that is rising, probably will weigh down the performance of wholesale retail sectors and also business services that uses a lot of energy. We know that energy prices are highly elevated, and probably we only see a respite after maybe mid-half of the year. Otherwise, the tertiary sectors and some of the secondary industries, the input cost, the import bill will still be weighing down the performance in some of these industries.
And finally, to wrap up our interview, with the upward projections, would one say that the global economy, inclusive of Namibia, is adopting a gradual recovery trajectory that is strengthening in comparison to what the global economy faced, external factors that dispositioned it tremendously?
Yes, I think there is a positive news that we will still see positive growth, although in the international arena, probably still be below the potential, means that the level that we anticipate to grow if things are normal. But domestically here, we will also have some recovery. The only thing is that there's a little bit of uncertainty looking forward. We do not know fully what will turn out of the Russia-Ukraine war and the crude oil prices that are still elevated and the spillover from high inflation that we see domestically and also in the region and in high advanced economies. We hope that if inflation slows down, then this will give opportunity for central banks to also slow down in their monetary policy tightening. But if policy remains tight for quite some time, this will also stifle growth in most of our economies. But we hope inflation going forward will slow down, maybe much faster. And that will give room for relaxing some of the tight financial conditions we are observing now.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Kamati, for your time.
Thank you very much.
Is, of course, Dr. Reinhold Kamati, the principal economist of modeling and forecasting at the Central Bank. Ending our discussion there, the bank has, of course, released the economic outlook update for March 2023. Well, let's take a quick break and we'll be back with more.